My barista asked, "Why does your girlfriend pour out the coffee she orders for you?" The question hit me like a physical blow as I stood at the counter of my regular coffee shop where Devin had just finished preparing my usual afternoon espresso. "What are you talking about?" I asked, though something cold was already spreading through my chest. Devin looked uncomfortable but continued, "Your girlfriend comes in every morning after you leave, orders the exact same drink you just had, then goes straight to the bathroom. I've seen her pour it down the sink through the door gap. She does it every single day. My girlfriend Laura had been bringing me coffee in bed every morning for the past 6 months, always from this shop, always exactly how I liked it. But apparently, she'd been buying 2 drinks and destroying one. The implications made my head spin. Are you absolutely certain?" I asked, my voice barely steady. Devin nodded and pulled up the shop's loyalty app on the register. "Look, 2 identical orders every morning. Yours at 7:15, hers at 7:45. Same drink, same modifications, same size." The transaction history was undeniable. For 6 months, Laura had been maintaining an elaborate deception that made no logical sense. That evening, I watched Laura prepare dinner with new eyes, searching for signs of whatever she was hiding. She hummed while chopping vegetables, kissed me when I entered the kitchen, asked about my day with what seemed like genuine interest. Nothing suggested she was capable of such a bizarre, sustained lie. But the next morning confirmed everything. I pretended to leave for my run, but doubled back to watch the coffee shop from across the street. Laura entered at exactly 7:45, ordered, waited for the drink, then headed straight to the bathroom. Through the window, I saw her emerge minutes later with an empty cup that she threw in the trash. She then walked to a different coffee shop 3 blocks away and ordered another drink, which she carried home. I followed her, my mind racing through possibilities. Poison seemed absurd, but wasn't impossible. A prank felt too elaborate for 6 months of dedication. Mental illness? A secret she was protecting? None of it made sense until I saw her meet someone outside our apartment building. The woman handed Laura something small that she quickly pocketed before heading inside. That evening, I installed a hidden camera in our kitchen, feeling sick about violating her privacy but desperate for answers. What I discovered the next morning changed everything. Laura woke at 6 a.m., an hour before she claimed, and went straight to the kitchen. She pulled a small vial from behind the coffee maker and added 3 drops of clear liquid to my favorite mug. Then she made coffee from the shop-bought drink she'd gotten from the second cafe, serving it to me with a smile and a kiss. The substance she'd added wasn't poison. Laboratory testing revealed it was a powerful antidepressant that couldn't be detected by taste when mixed with strong coffee. Laura had been secretly medicating me for 6 months, buying duplicate coffees to hide the fact that mine came from somewhere else entirely. The confrontation was explosive. I showed her the lab results, the video, the evidence of her deception. Laura broke down completely, sobbing that she'd been trying to save my life. "You were suicidal," she cried. "You talked about ending everything, but you refused to see a therapist or consider medication. Your brother died by suicide, your father did too, and I could see you following the same path. I couldn't watch you die." She produced journals I didn't know she kept, documenting my dark periods, my statements about life being pointless, my increasing isolation. According to her notes, I'd improved dramatically since she started the secret medication. My mood had stabilized, I'd reconnected with friends, even started exercising again. The violation was staggering. She'd made medical decisions for me without consent, drugged me daily, created an elaborate system of lies to maintain her secret, but she'd also potentially saved my life. The antidepressant she'd chosen was exactly what a psychiatrist later prescribed when I finally sought proper treatment. The coffee throwing was to destroy evidence, Laura admitted. "If you ever had blood work done, I didn't want there to be any connection to the shop. The second coffee shop was where I got the actual drinks I served you, so there'd be no chemical traces in cups from your regular place." Her doctor friend Stephanie was the woman I'd seen outside our building, supplying the medication illegally out of desperate friendship. She'd risked her medical license because Laura had convinced her it was the only way to keep me alive. The relationship couldn't survive such a fundamental breach of trust, despite Laura's intentions. We separated, and I continued therapy and legitimate psychiatric treatment. The terrifying truth was that Laura had been right about my mental state, but catastrophically wrong about her solution. 3 years later, I'm properly medicated, in therapy, and grateful to be alive. Laura and I never reconciled romantically, but I've forgiven her. She saved my life through unforgivable means, creating a paradox I'll never fully resolve. Sometimes love makes people do terrible things for beautiful reasons, and sometimes those terrible things work. Devin still makes my afternoon espresso, never mentioning that strange period when my coffee orders told a story of secret salvation and necessary betrayal.